or I'm a man who had you. Can you imagine a big burly guy like Grizz, our buddy Grizz? Can you imagine? And if he's listening, I hope you just shit your pants on this one. Can you imagine that guy walking around with a distended stomach, and he's over at down at Home Depot picking up lumber, and somebody looks and he goes, "Hey, I'm 9 months pregnant." Could you imagine that? How do you mentally?
That's the world we live in.
Right.
That's where we are. Somebody posted that they sincerely thought that what they were watching was a skit recently. And these two people have refused to accept the identification documents for their newborn baby because it would require the female who gave birth to be listed as the mother and not the male who did not give birth. So they literally want to rewrite science on their child's birth certificate. That's what's going down right here.
The denial, and it's not to parallel, but somebody sending me a bunch of information online. It's the denial of everything we're going through. It's nothing similar to what you're talking about, but it's like we're normalizing everything. And this is just a hard left turn on this one. We'll get to that. We got Will from Cold Beer Confessional is going to be joining us the second half. Uncle Tony's going to be joining us. But do you know what's going on in South Africa?
I've been following Cuba. What's going on in South Africa?
Oh, South Africa has been going on for years. Do you know how violent, out of control, demonic the black community is in South Africa? Do you know what they're doing to whites?
What?
Oh yeah, you really, really need to wind up. I don't know if Google will allow you to find it. I have contacts in South Africa who will send me stories, who will tell me about it. They've come on the air. They're committing genocide to the whites down there. They're literally throwing infants into boiling water and making the parents watch. They are raping children and making parents watch. One 4-year-old girl was crucified to a kitchen table, raped by several men. I guess the parents, their eyelids were cut off, so they were forced to watch. And it's not being covered in the news. It is the most violent, demonic human behavior by a race of people that we're supposed to think is been victimized forever. But again, that's our normality right now. Yeah, South Africa is like it's hell. South Africa is hell on earth right now.
So what's interesting is you look at the actresses like Charlize Theron from South Africa, right? And you're thinking, oh, it's an African colony. They're going to have black people. But there's predominantly white influence through the colonization of what? When England came over to South Africa?
I really don't know
What's the history behind it?
Apartheid. I know that the blacks are treated horribly. I understand all that. I really do. But if is that always going to be the action where you're going to get blacks supporting that here? Well, you know what? It's about time we did it to whites. It's going to happen.
Truly. I mean,
hey, what's up, everybody? I'm actually muted in the back room, but I'm waiting to come on at 6:30 or 7:30 Eastern.
Be next, and then the Democrats will say, "Well, we told you that this was going to happen." The thing with South Africa is there's parts of South Africa like the Western Cape and areas that are
gorgeous beyond belief.
They're beautiful, but they're also stricken with huge poverty. Cape Town is riddled with crime, riddled with poverty, to the point where a friend of mine, her baby daddy was from there, and people are so poor that they're pulling copper out of wiring from homes, like for your cable or for your cars. They're stealing these things just to go get a little bit of money to feed their families. So yeah, there's big problems. I mean, I've known that forever.
I remember being a teen. And a lot of people remember this one, where we used to listen to, Bono and U2. U2, if you've ever heard Silver and Gold, this is just a fantastic song, but it's all about that. This song used to just rock my world when I was a teen. I was a big fan of U2 and Rattle and Hum, and here I am singing about this stuff.
I'm back here hiding. No, they got me muted. I don't want them to unmute me and then suddenly I'm in the middle of a sentence with you guys, but I am here. Thank you for joining us, guys. I appreciate it. Share it out. It should be about 10 minutes. We should come on.
But you know,
I just got to be places early because I freak out if I'm not early.
Right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we have a real problem with you two.
The
U2 is definitely part of the cabal.
I just want to enjoy the music.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. Yeah. I don't care anymore. Until Tom Hanks is arrested, I don't care.
No F-bombs.
It's good to have priorities.
Over on the chat, Shark Kroger says the Indians are stepping up to handle it. I don't know if that. Okay. Maybe I just.
In South Africa?
I don't know. But you're black, South Africa.
I mean, you can Google it and it definitely comes up with the riots. Their president was just arrested, apparently. And so that's causing protests.
Yo, Froggy Fresh.
Because the former leader, due to the unrest and looting, transferred
no matter.
Did you know God is racist?
No matter where Char goes, she gets called out in the chat. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever.
Ohio.
A mural. Is it? I thought it was Hollywood.
Oh, wait. It's Ohio, I thought.
Oh, this is vandalized. I'm looking for the. Hang on.
Look how much better I make their. Look how much better I make their thumbnail look.
Of George Floyd in
I mean, you can't make this shit up. Look at that.
Lightning strike.
Just me being in it, looking good.
Just lightning strike destroyed the mural, and Doppler radar shows a strike that hit about 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, where the mural was painted. Photos of the destruction show that the brick was reduced to rubble, with fragments of a mural remaining along the wall and its border. Yeah.
Do you believe it?
100%.
I'm glad they had me muted,
I
actually.
don't think God's screwing around anymore. He's tired of this false idol worship bullshit. Oh, dude, I believe in all this timing. I believe that's like, I was like, why I was called back into the Bible. It's like, dude, if you don't pay attention to me, you're going to burn in hell. So start focusing.
Star Kroger.
No one knows the time, the hour of the day. And Revelation, all the shit.
Honestly, thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, I'm just in the back room. They've got me muted. I'm not scheduled to come on for another 9 minutes. And we'll be in there for 30 minutes. I'm going to hit on who I am, the show, the kids, GoFundMe, and then back out. So,
boom. Sends me an article from Israel that they're in the process of plans to rebuild the temple.
Right. And so when you look at the specifics of, apparently they have proven that Doppler radar showed at this particular time there was
it's just me that can't say it on the radio. You guys can say it all you want.
Your location, because people were trying to say this is not from a lightning strike, and they're like, well, actually the weather reports are showing it did happen this way.
It's like positive affirmation. I have to keep telling myself that, or the first thing that'll happen is I'll be like, what the fuck are we doing here? Freak out, panic,
and nothing else. It just the bricks came down of his entire face, and everything around is still up.
Uh-huh.
And what's also weird is that the building looks to be like the bricks were on the outside, but then the what's behind the bricks, I can't really tell completely, but from this small thumbnail picture, looks like some type of brick structure, even like double layered brick. We're untouched.
Yep.
So just this one layer of bricks that were painted crumbled. It's a little, it kind of just gave me the chills.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaking fascinating.
It doesn't make sense to me because you've got, like when lightning strikes the ground, you don't really see, like it's the face of the side of a building, number one.
Yeah, right.
And so it's like, how is that a channel for electricity? It's not a tree.
Right.
It's not a golf club up in mid swing. It's not the top of the Sears Tower with those lightning rod antennas. It's the side of a building that I think the building's only one story.
Correct. And I'm looking at.
They're talking about the George Floyd mural was hit with lightning, which is crazy. It's a crazy looking picture.
There looks to be, a telephone pole close by with some wires connecting to the building, but still. If it maybe hit the top of the pole and then like shot across the building, I don't know.
I don't know at all because just the way, like if you look, it was damaged. There's no way. Do you know how much time it would take to take sledgehammers and
completely
hours.
And to do it so neatly, like it's literally just the section where his face was.
Yep.
And then what's so curious is the whole mural. I'm looking at the left-hand side of the mural. It says change of mind.
I see it.
Right?
This is it here.
Change of mind. And then George Floyd is down.
The
weather is racist.
The thing this reminds me of, you will have no reference.
The whole mural's gone off the face of the building.
Gentlemen, do you remember in Raiders of the Lost Ark when the Germans, the Nazis, they
interview with Ollie,
control of the Ark, and they put it on the submarine, and they were transporting it to that little island where Belloc was going to do his little ceremonial thing? Do you remember when the rats were kind of going around the Ark, like the box that the Ark was in? The box had the eagle, like the eagle and cross symbol on it. And what happened from the inside of the Ark?
I'm going to start pimping out Ollie to channels who need a growth spurt. It'll help them.
So that the Nazi party couldn't claim what God rightfully owned. That's what this reminds me of. It's like, nope, you're not going to put your brand on me. Not happening.
Yeah, that actually goes together quite well. He should start striking down a whole bunch of other stuff.
I'm telling you, dude. You know, I'm telling you, he's coming. Don't know when. I don't know. All I know is it's going to get really bad. We are worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Worse.
You know, I keep asking my grandmother, who is a devout Bible thumping lady in her 95 years. And she is a Baptist, very devout, gives her money to the church and the whole 9 yards. I asked her recently, I go, so when do you think it's going to end? Is Jesus coming? She goes, I think it's going to get a lot worse before he comes, and I'm so glad I'm on my way out.
There's a lot of signs in Revelation about when the second coming of Christ is basically about to happen. That would actually make an interesting show if somebody went through and pulled all the signs and then compared them to stuff that's actually happening scientifically, not like we want it or we don't want it or we love Jesus, we hate Jesus, just as scientifically as possible. I'd like to see that.
And just pinch us, all this shit, and we're not allowed to die. It's the wormwood's going to hit the ocean, and like all the water is going to be gone, and then another a meteor is going to hit. It's just going to be bad.
So we're definitely not there yet. We're more at the surface.
I've seen a bunch of shows, but usually it's from someone trying to disprove it. So they try not to relate anything, or someone trying to prove it, and they overreach way too much, trying to prove this means this if you just look at it upside down, like Jason Q, trying to hook shit together.
Taking the mark, all that shit. People like me will starve to death because
I'm like, just a neutral opinion would be nice.
And then the two witnesses have to die in the street for 3 days, and then they got to rise, and it's just going to be really interesting. I mean, as stories go, you want an awesome story, go read or find out anything from Revelation. Like, go to YouTube and just listen to it. It's like, it's a great story. Problem is,
just don't want to be here when it happens.
Real. All right, we got Will from Cold Beer Confessional coming up next, and Uncle T. So stick around, guys.
Live free. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. I'm a big free speech fan. I'm someone who wants everybody to say whatever they want. But I also
here we go, guys. Getting close. 2 minutes.
When people say dumb things.
The most powerful gathering of freedom fundamentalists since Philadelphia in 1776. MoJo 50.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
Oh, I'll be nice. I like this show. I like Dom. Seems like a cool dude. Former cop. Got a lot of cool views.
Owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812.
Heyo.
That's 800-978-4812.
The most exciting radio show on the planet. The Rent of Izzo. Dominick Izzo.
All right, don't forget, AmericanPrideRoasters.com is the official coffee of MoJo 50. Drink about 20 cups a day. Actually, I only have 1 cup of coffee a day. I put that in the stovetop Italian espresso maker. It's got about 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine in it, and I'm good for the day. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. All right, you gotta mute yourself.
Hey.
No, not you. You're here for just moral support.
I'm here. I think I'm unmuted too.
Will from Cold Beer Confessional. Dude,
hey, what's up?
Dude, number one, thank you for joining us. I want to thank you publicly, and I got to do this without without being petty. What is the other channel? You have Cold Beer Confessional is your YouTube channel with just some great content. You're a military guy who just puts on some stuff. You rip the shit out of people who need to be ripped the shit out of. What is the now when you do your live videos, do you leave them up in perpetuity?
Yeah, but here recently we've been getting struck quite a bit, and they're taking them down. But they're always up on Odyssey. Odyssey is a YouTube alternative. Anything under 2 hours automatically uploads there. Anything over, I take it and upload it there. So because they don't take it down.
Saturday night, is that still is that still up?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, and what is that channel?
That was CBC Media because I was on a backup channel.
Right. So if anybody's interested for some phenomenal content, go to CBC Media, Charles Boy Charles Media, and look at the Saturday night video. That would be Saturday night, the 10th of July. I will not get into too much detail, but Tony sends me a text. I'm actually at the McDonald's drive-thru. I don't know, it's like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And Tony's like, go to this now. He sends me a link. I'm like, all right. And Tony goes, I didn't tell him to do this. I didn't prompt this. You ripped, an asshole the size of the Mariana Trench in this pig who claims to be something they're not, and it was great. So number one, it was phenomenal entertainment. But what I really, really, really kind of want to talk about is number one, give everybody a 360-degree view of who you are, what you do, because you do something that during that broadcast, I liked more than anything, and I kind of wanted to talk about that today a little bit. But who the hell are you?
Sure. So my name's Will Bird. I'm from Tennessee. I'm from a small town, still live almost in that same small town I was born in. Joined the Army, come out of the Army, worked on the road for a while, and realized that while I was out working on the road, I was making good money and living a good life, honestly. I realized that I had some issues with like PTSD and stuff from my time in the Army, and that kind of shut down my career. It kept getting progressively worse. It was like it took a while to come on, but once it started coming on, it was pretty rapid. That basically ended my career. I ended up coming home and fighting the VA for a few years, and still fighting the VA to try to get the benefits that are owed to me. But from that, I was basically driving my wife crazy, right? I don't do well in public or crowds or around a whole lot of people, but I'm very vocal with my opinion, and I think I'm pretty funny, but she might not.
Oh God, I laughed something. I've got a camp spot right out in about an hour from me, and it's glamping, right? I've got this foot ceiling camp, all this kind of shit. And I'm on the campfire listening, got my earbuds plugged and listening to you. You said something that had to do with like coin purse and like, oh, just check my balls. I lost my shit. It was 10 o'clock at night. It was really inappropriate. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's really this funny, at first. If anybody comes to watch me at first, you're gonna be like, who is this guy? I hate this guy. But if you give it a couple minutes, you'll see the comedy comes on pretty quick. It's a lot of satire pieces, but I was probably driving my wife crazy. It probably saved my marriage, giving me an outlet, someone to talk to, because not only is she my wife and we live together full time, she's my caretaker as well through the VA. So we're always together. Blah blah blah. And when I left the workforce and I couldn't do crowds and I couldn't do out, I had no one to put all this out to. So I went to the internet and YouTube, bounced around Twitch. I had a pretty successful Twitch channel up until the election. It got shut down there. Back on YouTube now, and it's finally starting to grow into something. We're actually streaming on the channel right now. Some of the chat's talking about it, but yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, no, your audience was great. I was watching them. They were a lot of fun. I hate getting involved in chats, but I was involved in the chats. I'm like, these guys are pretty cool. I like your delivery and I like your style. And I told Tony last week, I'm like, dude, I'm so tired. Because one of the things that you guys do is you really expose people who need to be exposed. And for me personally, I'm kind of like tired with that shit. And it's exhausting. But you guys are doing a service, if you will. So I'm watching your stuff. And when Tony sent me the link, I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. But just your delivery was entertaining to where I'm like, I watched the whole damn thing.
Appreciate it.
Then you took a break in the middle. And I think this was something that everybody really needs to hear. I don't know why this isn't featured more. It was so awesome. Now you have 2 kids?
Yes. Yeah. I got 2 sons, Liam, he's 10, and Oliver, who is 5, and he has a developmental disability, sensory processing disorder.
Come on. And they did segments during your show. Tony,
yes,
please, you got to correct me because I don't want to misrepresent this all. You started doing this because it gave Oliver a chance to kind of work through his issues, right?
Yeah. So one, of course, every little kid wants a YouTube channel. My oldest son, of course, wanted a YouTube channel, but Ollie didn't even know what it was. But one of his major delays, besides like balance and stuff, jumping and running, is speech, and it causes a barrier. Just to watch him try to talk to somebody and have to be there to translate, it bothers us. So we try to work with him as often as possible. But sometimes he doesn't want to talk. But if I set him in front of this camera and he knows that he's interacting with chat, because chat will send him his favorite emojis are the little chicken emojis. If he knows he's
talking about the chicken, yeah.
If he knows he's interacting with them, he'll sit here and talk up a storm. So I had them both theme songs made, and I gave one the YouTube channel Oliver to help him with the speech. So I had to give the other one, to be fair, and the other one I actually rip his out and upload them for his own channel where I've got comments and stuff turned off. But
give Jay a little plug for the songs because he does a great job.
Jay Reese from the chat. He couldn't make the show today, but he wrote all the songs, my intro and one for each kid.
They were fantastic. And I'm telling you that. So like when we all do this stuff and we're all exposing and talking about these people and whatnot, it was the perfect, you do it for about 20 minutes. It was the perfect 20-minute intermission to where it kind of brought everything back down to a nice light level. And I'm listening to these kids talk and I'm like, this is fun shit, because I remember being a kid and we had CB radios, right? So right. I put myself in this. How does
you remember your CB handle from when you were a kid?
My father's was Turtle Wax and my mother's was Snowbird, because she had a 1978 white Pontiac Firebird, so she was Snowbird.
Mine was Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I remember that kind of stuff. How does the youngest? Do you put the headphones on him so he can hear himself talk and everything too?
Well, I've got studio headphones, so I just flip one cup to his side because he sits on my lap. So I flip one cup out, one headphone, and I hold it to his head, and we sit here and do it together. Sometimes he'll sit here in the chair and do it on his own, and I'll put the headphones on him and adjust the microphone and stuff. But sometimes it's kind of overwhelming. He'd rather have somebody sit with him. So
does that hearing himself talk? How does he process stuff better?
Yeah, well, they said the biggest deciding factor in how quickly he'll get to a level where he can communicate with just about everybody is repetition. So hearing himself helps because my other son had a speech issue where he needed tubes because he couldn't hear he had to have tubes in his ears so he couldn't hear himself. He was messing up words. But Oliver's big thing, hearing helps, but just repetition. He just needs to keep saying it because you can even watch him correct himself after he said something, 200 times. He starts saying it slightly better, and it goes on and on. But where he's got sensory processing disorder, you can't overwhelm him with stuff. Like if you get him like overwhelmed or overexcited or overstimulated, he kind of freaks out and he'll either quit or tear the house down. So you kind of gotta be in between and ease into it. But it works.
How did you recognize that this was something that was therapeutic for him? Like just putting him in front of a microphone and getting him to start talking.
I have like animations when someone donates on my show. Like if you send in a donation, it does an animation. So, and there's a robot voice, like basically that reads out whatever you type in. Well, he happened to be standing here one night when they got home, and someone sent in a donation and said, "Oh, is that my wife and Mariah and Liam and Oliver?" And he heard his name, and I couldn't keep him away from the computer. Like I was trying to hold him. There's cables and stuff here, and I could tell he liked it. So I thought, well, we give them their own segment, and if you give one a segment, the other one needs a segment. So that now they both got, and it is a reset. Like it doesn't matter what we're talking about or how thick the conversation or how twisted it got, how angry people are. We put the kids on. It resets everything.
My blood was boiling when you were talking about the content you were talking about on Friday, because I'm in your chat with all caps going, "Shit, person's an effing liar," this and that, and you're validating shit that Tony and I have been saying for months. And so, but then when the kids came on, it literally, I just had finished 2 Big Macs. I got a cigar in front of the fire. I'm swearing, like mouthing swears. I'm in the chat room, and the kids come on, and instantly I'm like, oh, I can kind of, my blood pressure's going back down. So real quick for tell everybody your channel so they can kind of subscribe and support you, and then where can they wind up donating, because I think this kind of stuff really is awesome to help the kids too. And I think maybe you should kind of progress and maybe pioneer helping kids with these kind of issues. But how can they support you?
Okay, so if you want to find the channel, I'm just Cold Beer Confessional on YouTube. We actually have a short direct link, which would be it's coldbeer.live. If you put in coldbeer.live, it automatically redirects you right to my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe there. I'm on there almost 7 nights a week most of the time, and then there's a couple different ways to support. So in the description of every video, there's like ways to donate and stuff going on. And we actually have an issue going on with like our house and stuff right now in the coronavirus. And we have a GoFundMe link set up for that. You can find that at coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund, F-U-N-D.
We need to promote that. How did you, Uncle Tony from Project Veritas is joining us? No, Project Veritas Machines. Ever screwed that one up.
A lot of trouble.
I know. No, these Veritas Machine is joining us today.
Yes.
Got you on comments. It's Ashley.
I do. I have projects going.
Yeah, I know you do. And Will from Cold Beer Confession. It's Cold Beer Confessional.
Yeah, Cold Beer Confessional.
Yes. And by the way, it is as therapeutic as it is for Will, it is for me, because on days he doesn't come on, I'm like, God damn it.
Your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't say that. I'm like,
just to let you know, today is back day for me. I'm about to show you up with pulling the stack in about an hour and a half.
Really?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Tony at 51 years, and I can only say it because I'm 46, so I got some age on you. And I think you're natural, I'm not. So there. Tony on his Instagram today pulled the whole stack on some seeded rows. I was like, damn, you son of a bitch. It's back there.
That's right.
How did you get started, and what did you feel the need was to start a YouTube channel? Because I never understood like content for YouTube. I started with martial arts, right? Wing Chun was something I'm really passionate about, and I just started doing it again today, actually. But my YouTube channel grew to 110,000 subscribers based on martial arts, right? Then all of a sudden, over time, you got these people who are playing video games, and that's their stuff. Your niche is you run kind of video critique it, and you tear the shit out of charlatans. What did you feel the need for that was? How did it start? And I mean, what was the calling for that?
So the way I originally got started is I used to cover politics, and I was trying to get people to vote for Trump. I thought he was the better candidate, trying to get people just to turn out. And I'm real big on showing up locally, because I think that makes a much bigger difference in your life than the president's ever going to. But we covered politics, and then after the election, we all know what happened with all the rumors coming in. Like, there were special forces soldiers in Germany, and there were aliens underground, and there was this and that.
Which
and
I have to admit, I believe that from February when I saw Janet Osbard's Fall of Cabal 10-part documentary. I made my mother watch it, my father watch it, my sisters watch it, my friends watch it. I drank the Kool-Aid bad.
Yeah. So that's how a lot of people fell down that rabbit hole. They were angry and they looking for answers, and they just came across the wrong answer and accepted it. But my own dad, who is exactly 30 years and 1 day older than me, so he's 62. He would text me about every day and say, "Hey, somebody sent me this. Is this real? And somebody sent me this. Is this real?" And I thought, if I wasn't here to show my dad like what's real and what's not, he wouldn't have anybody. Like, if I didn't answer or if I wasn't here, he couldn't get a hold of me. And then I started noticing my own chat was bringing those rumors into my chat, and I wasn't addressing them adequately. So I thought, I've got some military experience, and I've got some people that's still in the military. We can at least go after that portion of it, and it's been downhill ever since. It's an ever-expanding story that never ends.
Let's clarify this right now, get this on the record, because I have no military experience. I'm a retired cop. I'm not military. You are. Are you trying to tell me that if a civilian with no military or police experience says that they have contacts in the military and the military is telling them that space aliens are coming down all to tickle our anuses with 6-inch feathers tomorrow, and we better believe that, are they full of shit? Or is it a possibility that stuff could be a real event that's going to happen?
They are always full of shit. If that type of stuff was coming down the pipe, the people that handle that type of information are not going to risk their career to tell, like a washed up boxer, like, hey, here, use this on your YouTube or something. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I was trying to type on your thing the other day. Is one of the inaccuracies was that I remember that the information this person had coming from within their military context was that not the Navy, the Coast Guard, which is the only branch that could be secretly deployed by the president, was occupying the South Chinese Sea because we were going to go to war from them. And I called my cousin because he's active, he's career Air Force, and I said, "Is there anything you?" And I texted him. I said, "Is there anything you can tell me?" He goes, "Nope." I go, "Is there anything you like? Is anything going on?" He goes, "Nope." "No, can you tell me?" "Nope." I'm like, all right. Well, it's like, shit, that's family. It's not going to tell me. So it's just, I stopped believing that shit a long time ago.
And not to mention
the submarine will.
Yeah, not to if it leaks out once, I mean, their career's over. Like, what they're going to do is they're going to give it out to 20 people, and it leaks and somehow gets on YouTube. Then they're going to go to those 20 people, and they're going to find out, even if they got to spread false information or different information to each one to see which one leaks out. But like Tony said, the reason so many people were upset with the Hillary Clinton thing is I know a guy personally who who had to go to jail, like military jail, because he took a selfie on a submarine to send to his wife when they were topside. And the whole submarine, of course, is a secret. You can't take pictures of anything. So he sent that selfie to his wife. He ends up in jail, which luckily it got straightened out later, but he did spend time in jail over that picture. And like what Hillary Clinton did with her emails, she just got to walk away. So to think that one guy with a selfie on a submarine goes to jail, but we've got someone that's spreading every plan that Trump's ever had, not to mention groundbreaking new aliens and med beds and all this crazy stuff is just over the top for me.
I believed all of it. I believed, and part of me still does agree. It's the whole frazzle drip and Hillary Clinton wearing some 11-year-old girl's face like Buffalo Bill and all this shit. But I don't believe. And here's my problem. And actually, this is what Ashley and I were talking about at the beginning of the show. Let's just say Fall of Cabal, which honestly, if you watched it, 10 parts, 3 hours, it was so entertaining. If you watched it for just entertaining factors, you should be able to leave it up on YouTube, leave it up wherever it's produced. We've gotten to the point now where our powers that be, our government, our big tech, when are they going to start like eliminating any animated Aesop's fables, or because that could be misconstrued as facts? I don't know why like fiction isn't going to be completely eliminated off of the internet because people believe that it's true. So we're at a very weird time in history.
Yeah, between the two, between people believing all the fake stuff and the social media trying to fact check the true stuff. Actually, the stuff's so effective. I've actually bounced back the theory before. Is someone actually putting that out there on purpose because they've planned it? They know it's effective. They know it makes certain people look crazy. And is this part of the government? It could all be like almost like a trap to get people to show up or show out. But either way, it's dangerous without someone out there disputing it. And all I saw was people agreeing with. I didn't know Tony or M or the guys that I run around with now. So all I saw was people agreeing, and I figured I had to stand up and say, hey, this isn't true, and here's why. So it's worked out good for me though.
That's a good.
So how did you, Tony, meet Will? Hi guys. How did you all come to be
M introduced
a
us.
thing?
M Secret Truth introduced me and Will.
That's right.
Okay.
Because we started. What happened with me was I started to see. I was looking up, I just looked up Charlie Ward fraud one day, and because I was interested. I had gotten some DMs in my Instagram saying, hey, this guy hasn't returned this money, and a lot of people send me stuff like that for some reason. So I look into it a little bit. I see high impact voltage, I think his name is something like that. Will, is that his name?
Yeah.
High impact voltage. He had a channel, and he was covering the QAnon whole deception and how it was back during the Bolshevik Revolution. Like he started to put all those things together.
Flicks,
and
high impact flicks.
High Impact Flicks. I'm sorry. And by the way, High Impact Flicks is really great. If you guys have an opportunity, give them a follow. I happen to like them. Thanks, Mullet Baby. So we're going to, look into all this stuff, and then from his coverage, and he does the similar commentary style that Will and I do. I saw M Seeker of Truth, 30 Reasons Why I Don't Trust Charlie Ward. Then I looked at that, and then it was like. I got to the the cufflinks, not the handcuffs. He should be in handcuffs, but I got to the cufflink part of the thing, and everybody should go watch 30 Reasons Why I Don't Trust Charlie Ward on YouTube by M Seeker of Truth, our buddy.
Yeah,
he's British, so check it out. And it's really eye opening to see a lot of when you sort of slow things down, and when you look at them again.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't look at some of these things with the same eye that maybe Will and I look at it, or M, or somebody like, we don't necessarily look for the grift, but when it hits, man, it's undeniable.
Why just not let it be? So if you get the frauds with the fake tits and shaved heads and the washed up,
because they didn't refund my mother.
They're going to get money,
and
right?
I'm Italian, and that's not going to effing happen.
No, I'm just playing devil's advocate. If fools want to go ahead and believe them, because here's the deal: I believed it all, and then at one point when the goalpost kept moving, I'm like, I got better shit I got to do. I don't have time for this. And do I believe that there's satanic child sacrifices and all that stuff? Yeah, but you know what? There's literally nothing I could do about it. And I thought about this today too, because you guys are influencers. Ashley, you too. Somebody sit there, and I put up a video yesterday on my Instagram talking about funneling cold market leads for your online business, right? Which has nothing to do about anything else. The person in the comment says, hey, what's your views on Cuba? I'm like, that has nothing to do with the video. And then I thought about it. People ask these influencers their views, not for their views, but so how they can form an opinion about the influencer. It's you just either want to be validated in your own views or you want to be argumentative. But with these people, how many times are these old ladies who think that, or these young guys who think they're going to get a picture of, BJ's tits or whatnot? What point do they start going, I'm not getting any attention. I've donated $10 a week for the last 100 weeks. It's like, screw it. I'm just gonna walk away. Why not just let them fizzle themselves out?
I talked about this with Will the other day. I think that we have a type when we're talking about some of the extremists, and we are now, with the work that Will and I do, we're not the only ones that do it. I mean, there are a lot of other people that do it. They just don't do it as well. But that's not the point. The point is that it started to spread out and they're getting it out there. Will and I have just looked into things, and Will is actually a far superior researcher and investigator than I am. But looking
That's
into
actually a huge compliment because you're.
Oh yeah, it's a big compliment.
No, thank you.
He's very good.
You're ruthless.
Yeah, he is too, but in a different, like, he does it in like that Southern easy way. Like I go straight forward. He just kind of like, you know, he kind of like moseys into it. You know what I mean? But you know, we see these guys, and you know, I think we're down to, you know, a lot of people have recognized that these people are, you know, I know there are a lot of people come to our chats and say, hey, thank you so much for telling us. We're so glad that we found you. We don't follow those guys anymore. And that's music to our ears, really, to hear somebody come to our page and say that.
What are you going to do when all this?
But hold on one second. I just want to finish real quick. Is that I think we're down to that frozen concentrate, I call it, of crowd. Like now we're down to the real extremists, and we just don't want to add water to that. That's all.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Like my thought was, when these idiots are now out of material and they are now stuck going, all right, hey, it's August now. Oh no, Trump is going to be back in you know, December. When they're way run out of material, what are you guys going to do when it's like, are you guys going to feel like, oh shit, like the end of the Truman Show, the end of it? Let's see what else is on. What are you guys going to do to pivot when you no longer have these morons to kind of expose?
I'll be so happy when my day isn't full of watching their videos just to know what I have to dispute. But I plan on still keeping the same type of channel, but we'll just go after different things. We've already been talking in my community about other people who are swindling and taking people's money on false pretenses, promising this, promising that, faith healer. Like we're going, we'll find new people to call them out and tell them that this person's talking shit and they can't back it up.
Yeah, I have to plug it again for anybody who didn't. You got to go to CBC Media, and I'll actually put it in my Instagram story, Charles Media, and you have to watch last Saturday's show. You did I'm gonna tell you flat out, you did a better job exposing her than Tony and I could do put together.
We just opened the file too. We're going back in. This is gonna be that was the introduction.
He just cracked open the, you know.
Well, get ready for her little obsessed trolls to wind up just DMing you and trying to get information out of you, or because that's what they do. They send a lot of women after me to slide into my DMs to kind of flirt with me to get dirt. And I'm like, dude, how much more dirt do you want after I've exposed myself? So I'm just gonna start sending pictures of my spread anus to people.
That's right.
You got to get some sunshine on that thing, bro.
Well, I'm waiting for Christmas time so I could just say season's eatings and go from there. But I'm hoping.
Are you gonna put a bunch of mistletoe over your belly button?
Uh-oh. By the way, I need to call you out, Dom, actually, because the other day you posted a picture on your Instagram, and it was you. I guess a few months back, and then it was you extremely fit and very seductive, I must say. But you were talking about the gains you had made and how well you had done, and I asked, how do you get the before body? And you just completely ignored me. Like I don't need step 2. I need step 1.
Handle? We got like 20 seconds. What's your Instagram handle?
Cold Beer Confessional at Cold Beer Confessional.
Oh, and you commented? I didn't see that then. Shit.
It's no big deal. I was just joking with you, but still, I need step 1. I can't get to step 2 yet.
Pizza, lots of pizza.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's that one. All right, plug yourself like crazy. Come on, we literally got 40 seconds left. How can people find you? How can they support you? How can they show you some love?
Go to. You'll just find me at the Veritas machine. We'll go for it. You take it.
Yeah. Cold Beer Confessional. You can do that at coldbeer.live, coldbeer.fund, FUND.
There you have it. That's it. And you're going to be continuing kind of looking into BJ dumbing, right?
Yeah, it'll probably be a couple weeks. We're putting together a full expose, but yeah, it'll be coming out soon.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's just so exciting. It's
cue the Jaws music.
I'm aroused. I don't have a problem with that. All right, and don't forget, you got your 2 kids who are during the intermission of the show. That is the best part about the show, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's amazing.
It's amazing.
We'll have you guys back on soon, and but you got to go to Cold Beer Confessional and CBC Media as the backup channel. Just listen to Saturday Night's Show. I will tell you, It'll make a listener out of you. It's awesome. Stick around for Rocky Stucci and Ron Phillips. They have been talking a lot about homosexual intercourse with Bigfoots. And would you? I don't know. Based on some of the text messages people are exposing, I think you can tell what kind of porn I'm into. Yeah. We'll see you guys later on.
Hey, thank you, man. All right, guys. So it looks like we're clear. The meeting ended. So that was Dominick Izzo. If you haven't seen his show, we're going to go check that out. Make sure you check that out. It is. I'm pretty sure it's Rants by Izzo. Let me grab the link right quick. Rants by Izzo. He does this show every day. What's cool about this show is if you want to watch his YouTube version or his iHeartRadio version, either way, he ends right before we start. Right, so if you wanted to watch it every day, you could come right directly into our show. Let me drop the link right here. It's Rants by Izzo. He's playing his outro music. Sorry, I just started playing. Anyways, check him out, Rants by Izzo on YouTube. And by the way, I guess you guys heard it. If you're not in the Telegram, I did. Someone was kind enough to buy 2 domain names for the show. So we've got coldbeer.live, and what I'm going to use that for, coldbeer.live, is going to redirect to wherever I'm not banned. Okay, so if the YouTube goes down, if both the YouTubes go down, if you lose me everywhere, it's going to go to coldbeer.live, and it'll take you to DLive, or it'll take you to Trovo, it'll take you to wherever I'm at. And then just for ease of use, we got coldbeer.fund, F-U-N-D, and I'm using that to anytime I drop the GoFundMe link, and then after the GoFundMe's done and we're settled and all that's taken care of, I'll just move that to my donate page. So if you want to donate to the stream, it'll be coldbeer.fund. So we've got both of those. Make sure you check out Dom. Make sure you check out Tony. Big shout out to Tony. Tony's the one who spoke for me, and I'm sure got me on. I'm not. I hadn't been noticed by anybody yet. You know what I mean? So now we're getting noticed, which is good. People start noticing. People start checking out the channel. We're gonna grow. We're probably gonna catch some hate, especially for the CJ Dunning stuff. Just know that that's coming. She has an army of incels, like an army of incels, who will lie and spread rumors and blah, blah, blah. I knew this when I took it. I saw what they did to Tony. It's pretty fucked up. So I let that die off, and now we're going after them. It's coming. It's going to be in the chat. It's going to be all over. So just get ready for that. Other than that, guys, we'll be back in just a minute. I know it's time for my regular show. I'm going to take a piss break. I'm going to open up the door and talk to Mariah about the kids coming on, blah, blah, blah. I'll be back live in less than 15 minutes, okay? Less than 15 minutes. I want to preserve this video as it is. That way I can upload it wherever and use it. But we'll be back live in about 15 minutes. You want to go find something to do for a little bit? I'll be right back, okay, guys? Thank you again. Shout out to Dominick Izzo, who has, if you just Google that man's name, okay? He's had radio shows. He's been a cop. He ran for sheriff. He was part of a lawsuit about them lying about body cameras. He's done a lot of stuff. So shout out to Dominick Izzo. His co-host, I really meant to ask her name because I'm not sure what his co-host name is. I know that Farron is on there a lot, but that's not her. That's not Farron. That's his regular co-host. And Tony at the Veritas Machine, he helped us out, got us on there, I'm sure. There's no way I would have been on there without him already helping us out. So shout out to all those people. Check them out. And like I said, we'll be back in about less than 15 minutes. I'll see you in a minute. Everybody good? Tony, your YouTube manager? I wish. I need a YouTube manager that can keep me from getting banned all the time. I'll play some outro music, guys, and I'll see you in a minute. Have a good one.
Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself.
Well, so you gotta be careful. So the reason I brought it up is you got to be careful with these the incel type that literally follow her. Okay. I like to compare them to suicide bombers. They don't care about their account. They don't care about their name. They don't care about getting banned. They don't care about mutual destruction. They're coming in to make a splash. And if it destroys them and their account and their name and their families, they don't think that far ahead, okay? So when we get those types of people, be very careful because they'll come on and just say something to get the channel banned and then report us too. Like, they don't care. They think that CJ Dunning's going to fuck them one day in the very distant future. So they'll do anything she says. She has, like, private meetings with them and stuff. We got all kinds of stuff to show on her. So the frog expose is the next one. And then after that, we're going to CJ. Probably, unless something major happens. I'm working independently on the CJ, and I've got help on the frog one. And then we'll get through that, but watch out for those people. They'll literally destroy themselves trying to destroy us or destroy you or get you banned or you know what I'm saying? Like, they have no self-preservation. The only thing they long for is the touch of a female they've never had. That's a bad note to end on. Anyways, we'll have Game Training Not News tonight, so come check that out. And go ahead and get your chicken fingers ready, because I'm sure Ollie's going to ask for 1,001 chickens.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage.
Well, Hick Chick, I tried to get Mariah to hold it when I go pee, but she won't. I basically have to hold it myself. Sometimes I can balance it, like if I tuck it down, then up, then out, I can balance it on the opening of my pants. But that's asking for disaster. Who knows when it's going to fall off, which way it's going to be pointed. It's like swinging a loaded gun around by a limp rope. It gets out of hand. But I'll try to. I mean, if it's bad to hold it, I guess we're just shooting from the hip, if you know what I mean.
On this planet, by name. And tell them exactly.
Mariah, you're going to be cleaning up some piss. It is Hick Chick's fault.
Balls. You don't have balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst.
On both hands. Shit, I don't even have to use both fingers.
Next, Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me oh my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, 2nd string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, sending runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement. And I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic. But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets,